Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the inaugural, the first ever Two Tickets podcast with me, Matt Francis, and
Dan Latham.
Nice. We've got that sorted, got that out of the way. For the inaugural Two Tickets podcast, which is a brand new, best podcast ever. I promise that's no bias.
Yes.
We are going to be talking about something that is coming up that's quite massive. Avengers Endgame, focusing prominently on the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be talking about our favourite Marvel films, favourite Avengers, most hated Avengers, and our predictions for the upcoming film, as well as talking a little bit about Captain Marvel, which we've both seen and both surprisingly enjoyed, given everything that happened. So I'm going to throw it over to you, Dan, and we're going to jump straight into it and go with Marvel discussion. I'm going to ask you, as a top three, let's say, give me just a roundabout number. No particular order. Don't feel you have to throw yourself out there too
I'm
much.
not going to.
Your favourite Marvel films.
Okay, so Infinity War, obviously. The latest.
I feel we can agree with that. Yeah.
Thanos is one of the main reasons why. Deadpool 2.
Good film.
Not necessarily part of the main cinematic universe.
No.
But I like it.
Yeah, I mean, we're not just limiting ourselves here to... this is Marvel
This
films,
is Marvel
not
discussion.
just MCU.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually everyone's going to be in the same place anyway. The monopoly that is Disney will rake out their billions again, and it'll all be...
When is Deadpool meeting the actual MCU?
God, I don't know. Whenever Disney decide to let him loose, I suppose, because you see Ryan Gosling putting things on not Ryan Gosling, Reynolds.
The other one. They're both in.
They're both relatives. I get them mixed up. Their faces are quite similar as well. Ryan Reynolds puts stuff all over Twitter all the time about like being Deadpool with the Mickey Mouse ears on and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty much. But then again, everyone wants it. So when would he show up? Who does he suit?
I can't see him turning up in a mainstream MCU film. I just can't. It would have to be a cameo.
Yeah.
Or something, because he just doesn't fit. Because they're gonna keep the R rating or the 15, 18, whatever it is in this country. I don't see him turning up alongside Iron Man or
no. He doesn't even fit that mold.
If he survives Endgame.
Yeah, maybe they'll do... but what... People will want it. People will want...
Oh, yeah, for sure, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
No.
People want Wolverine back, but I don't see that happening.
No. That's one that's definitely out there, but of course they've got a whole massive ensemble now, because in Deadpool 2 they introduced a whole bunch of new characters which are actually really entertaining.
They fixed... what's his name? It's not Colossus, is it?
It is Colossus, I think, or the big Iron Man.
No, Juggernaut, that's it. Juggernaut.
Oh, Juggernaut.
They fixed Juggernaut after Vinnie Jones ran at the character.
Oh, Vinnie Jones. what a hero. I don't think he's going to be making his MCU debut at any point. Although I'd love it nothing more if he turned up as Galactus. Just big
Vinnie Jones.
That would be fantastic.
That is perfect casting. Right.
But as well, another thing with the Deadpool films, they make sub-characters like Domino. Character like Domino. Nobody cares about Domino. If you read comics and stuff like that, you watch the film, she's really entertaining. The character is good. The taxi driver man, who's just some weird bloke.
Dupinder.
Yeah, is good.
I like Dupinder a lot. I don't like Domino, though. She's really annoying in the film.
Fair enough.
I find her really annoying. I don't like the first interactions between her and Deadpool. I just think they're a bit cringy.
And who are the other two? You've got they're lesbians, aren't they? Well, they're heavily implied.
Negasonic and
I don't know her name. She has a big electric whip.
She does the
big electric whip girl. Nothing would surprise me.
She keeps saying hello to Wade.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, I don't remember, but yeah, those two. They're they turn up.
Yeah. They're definitely there. What else makes your top three? We've had Infinity War, Deadpool 2. What rounds it off for you?
So the third one, it's not necessarily the best, but it's the first one that I watched, and it starts it off, arguably, the first Avenger, Captain America 1.
Very, very good film.
As a minor spoiler to what we're talking about soon, Cap is my favourite Avenger for multiple reasons. One being I love Chris Evans. Although looking back on it, the Fantastic Four film with Chris Evans is not that good.
Yeah,
I distinctly remember.
I only have a soft spot for it because I really like Silver Surfer.
Oh, really?
When he emerges through like walls and stuff like that, like this big silver man who has no right to be entertaining.
Yeah. So yeah, Chris Evans, the first Avenger. It's a good film. It's not up there in the MCU.
No, everyone would say Winter Soldier, but
sure.
In terms of starting it off,
yeah,
I prefer it as an origin story to Iron Man. I think, and I prefer Iron Man to Captain America, which says a lot.
Not a massive fan of the Iron Man films. The first one is good.
The first one's probably the pick for me.
The second one is a little bit worse.
I genuinely don't remember much about it at all, other than the guy other than Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke,
wasn't it? Which is just, I mean, there you go. That's just about all we can say about
Mickey Rourke
that.
has electric whips things.
Yeah, slices a car in half.
I think Tony has like PTSD. Is it that film or is that Iron Man 3?
Oh no, yeah, I think that might be. Oh, I don't know actually. You asked a good question then. I can't
remember where Iron Man 2
I know
fits.
Rhodey changes as well. I mean,
he morphs from that guy
to Don Cheadle. I don't know.
That guy from the 50 Cent film.
Yes.
Into Don Cheadle.
Yeah, into Don Cheadle. Yeah. I mean that's that. I mean maybe that's they're in for him being a Skrull in the future. Future MCU films. You think Tony Stark would notice that a little bit, but
what that Rhodey's completely different person.
Completely different.
Doesn't even have the same skin colour.
Yeah, exactly. It's changed complexion.
Oh, hi Rhodey. Oh, it's a completely different person. Hello. Well, that's my top three: Infinity War, Deadpool 2, and the First Avenger. What would you put in your top three Marvel films?
I've got Infinity War because I was coming out of it like, wow, that was a mentally good film that threw up so many shocks. Do you know what? I didn't expect that to happen at all. I expected it to be a one and done sort of, this is Thanos, he's going to try and kill everybody, it's not going to work, they're going to stop him. What they did was obviously far, far greater than that.
Knew it was going to be a two-parter.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, but nobody ever really knew, and I guess it's because they kept it secret, what they were going to do in regards to the second part. Was it going to be Infinity War Part 2?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Were they going to introduce something else? But, I mean, yeah, it makes sense looking back on it now. But, that's the one thing that I think frustrates me about it all, is when it's like Endgame's coming up, but we already know Black Panther, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange are all having extra films. So these people who are supposedly dead, quote unquote dead, are going to come back. That's just a given. So I mean that's where it sort of ruins it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean there's deaths in the film that are, quote unquote deaths, that are permanent.
Yeah.
Gamora and Loki being. I mean, I think Loki is confirmed to be in Endgame.
Yeah, I think it's a flashback, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think it's
because they go back to the Battle of New York, maybe. But other than in the actual timeline we have now, Loki's dead. Yeah. I think Gamora is dead.
I think Gamora.
I don't think she's trapped in the Soul Stone or whatever.
No, the emotional weight for Thanos, that would be a nice sort of tie over the fact that she's actually dead and she's not just lingering inside a gem.
I genuinely felt sorry for Thanos at that point.
Yeah, they did a good job of that, and I think that's the thing. It's not an Avengers film. It should just be called Thanos. Infinity War.
It's a Thanos film.
It's not. That's why he's probably quite easily the best villain for me in the Marvel films.
Apart from Cable.
You're a big fan of Cable. Although, actually, linking to another one of my top three films, I really like Spider-Man: Homecoming. I thought it was the ultimate Spider-Man film because they had a Spider-Man who actually looked like he was about 15.
Yeah, they've had issues with casting.
They've never cast a bad actor, but they've never cast an actor who looked like Peter Parker as much as Tom Holland does.
Arguably Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire, yeah, but he always looked like a 27-year-old man. I mean, especially in Spider-Man 3.
I don't think he's that good of an actor, that's what I meant.
Oh, I see, okay. Yeah, no, I would agree. I'm not a massive Tobey Maguire fan.
I'm not.
Obviously, at the time, when I was a little kid watching the Spider-Man films, I was like, yes, Tobey Maguire's the best thing ever. Look at the way he holds that train. And
No, see, I always preferred... was it Norman? Who's Green Goblin in that film? Norman.
Yeah.
I always preferred him.
Yeah.
Because he's a nutter.
Yeah.
I really like him in that film.
But for me, in terms of getting Spider-Man into the MCU, introducing him in the way they did in Civil War, making everybody excited for this Spider-Man film.
Yeah, for sure.
It had a really good twist in it with the Vulture, a really good villain in it with the Vulture.
Oh.
It felt like the first film that was just sort of secluded to a certain area. It wasn't like, Spider-Man must save the world from being blown up. It was Spider-Man must save this guy.
There was a bit of that. There was a bit of him trying to take on too much at once. Yeah. Which was good. And he needed Iron Man there. I like that they added that.
Yeah.
Iron Man as his mentor. Did they give him an OP suit? No, I wouldn't say so, because in the way that the Marvel films are now, they're all like that. Like, everyone has like a really advanced skill set. Whereas if you go back to like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, or even Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, they're not that overpowered.
No,
it's just like a simple suit. But I thought it really fit.
It gives a new dynamic to the character as well.
Yeah,
giving him all of these extra things is like, okay, it's not just going to be like the other Spider-Man. It's going to be, he can do this and he can do that. Yeah. Oh look, he's got wings. A little thing that comes out of his like chest. It's a little mini spider.
Oh wow, spider drone or something.
Yeah, it's just like they've added new things, and I mean, Far From Home looks fantastic. Mysterio looks like he's going to be
very excited.
Really good, and they're finally realising what their issue was, and it was villains. Thanos smashed out the park, and now they're bringing in decent actors to
play the villains,
and that will make them better.
Who plays the Vulture? What's his name?
Michael Keaton.
Is
really good.
Fantastic.
Really, really good.
Should he have played Batman?
God, that is for another episode. The best and worst Batman. We could spend a long time.
That is definitely an episode.
Everybody knows that the best Batman is George Clooney. Moving on to something else. Will wind you
just
up.
Quickly. Even George Clooney regrets.
Oh yeah.
George Clooney
looks sad whenever he talks about Batman. Rightly so as well. My third film is going to wind you up, because I know you don't like this film. It's Logan. Really, really... And do you know what? This is coming from someone who hasn't watched all of the X-Men films, hasn't seen all of the Wolverine... I don't know if there's separate Wolverine films.
There is.
This film, in terms of it being... It can stand on its own. Whereas something like Infinity War is... You need to watch 15 films. Logan, for me, is just a good film that you can watch without having a prior knowledge of the character. Your face would suggest you disagree.
So I've watched the X-Men films. I've watched the Wolverine films, the awful one set in Japan or wherever it was set. And I still couldn't even finish Logan.
God, I was
so bored.
But I mean, you have to get to the ending. They are ruthless. They just kill everyone. All of your favourites.
I was so
chopped.
What's the word I'm looking for? I was so ambivalent towards the whole film. I like the X-Men films. They're okay. They're fine.
Yeah. My
favourite is the dynamic between Charles Xavier and Magneto, because Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy are two of my favourite actors ever. I think Michael Fassbender is arguably underrated.
Oh yeah,
he is one of the best actors of this generation.
Because he seems to take everything. He has been in some dreadful films.
Assassin's Creed.
Oh god,
just springs to mind instantly.
Yeah,
I watched that in the cinema.
So did I.
And I thought in the cinema it was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible in the cinema, but you look back at it and it's like, yeah, this was terrible, especially when compared to just how good those first few games were.
Yeah. But the cinema always adds something to a film for me. I've never come out of the cinema thinking I've just watched a bad film.
Really, I watched the Fantastic Four reboot, which was honestly, I mean, with Michael B. Jordan in it and everything like that, it was honestly one of the worst films I think I've ever seen in my life. And I came out, I sat there and I was like, that's the worst £10 I've ever spent.
It's got Miles Teller in it as well, isn't it? Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
again,
Miles Teller's fantastic as well.
Two fantastic actors, but why is the film so bad? It's just a bad film all around. Right?
Imagine putting someone like a villain like Doctor Doom in there, thinking you can build a universe, giving the Fantastic Four arguably their biggest villain and just chopping him off. It's honestly, it's just mad.
Right,
but Logan's definitely in there for me. I love Hugh Jackman. I think he's a fantastic actor, and I think that is, in terms of bowing out. I mean, we don't know if we're going to see Wolverine again. I'm sure we will, because he will be such a hot property.
I don't think so.
Marvel love their big billionaires, and if they're going to get rid of, Captain America, Iron Man, they're going to want to replace him with someone who's going to keep them toy sales up, and that will be Wolverine.
But will it be Hugh Jackman?
I doubt it. I highly doubt Hugh Jackman will come back. Unless he's in the Soul Stone.
I don't think recasting Wolverine is as easy as recasting Spider-Man, say.
No.
Well, they won't recast Spider-Man now because they found who they want and who they can take Spider-Man forward. But
recasting Wolverine's like recasting Iron Man.
Yeah,
it's virtually everyone thinks when they think of Wolverine, they think of Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
It will be very, very, very difficult to come up with something just as good as that. And that's pressure on Disney itself and on whoever portrays that character next.
I think they can offer him all the money he wants, but Hugh Jackman's not going to come back. I don't think so.
No. Transferring then into favourite Avengers characters. Who have you got in there? You're going any Marvel, not even Avengers characters, just go Marvel characters. Who have you got?
3 favourite Marvel characters. Okay, so we've talked about a couple of these in sort of length already, but Cap.
Yep.
Spider-Man.
Yep.
Cable.
Okay. Another Josh Brolin finest hour.
I just find Cable hilarious.
Very good.
In the sense that not that he's hilarious and that he's a bad character or whatever. Like, he's not meant to be funny. No. But I find him so just cool.
Yeah.
That it's funny.
It's the yin and yang of Deadpool and Cable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Deadpool's cracking the jokes all the time, and Cable. You know when you're watching Deadpool and a joke doesn't quite hit the right note. Cable has the exact reaction that everyone in the cinema does, and they're like,
yeah.
That wasn't your best,
Yeah. Okay, so let's go. Cap. The first Avenger was the first Marvel film that I watched.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I've already expressed that I love Chris Evans.
Mm-hmm.
He can do no wrong. And I will cry. In Endgame. I cried in Infinity War because I thought Cap was going to die. Because I've been thinking Cap's going to die since Civil War because he dies in the comics in Civil War.
Yeah.
Well, Steve Rogers does.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't die actually in
Civil War. What was the emotional...
I mean, that film was thoroughly enjoyable, but had absolutely no repercussions whatsoever.
I don't. Does Rhodey lose his legs in that film? But he gets them back.
Yeah, but he just gives him special Iron Man legs.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're buddy with Tony Stark, you could lose an arm and have it back in about 5 minutes.
Do you remember Spy Kids 3?
Just on a quick
on a quick tangent. Gonna go Spy Kids 3.
Go for it.
No, it's the one where Junie has his granddad come into this virtual game.
Right.
And he releases... Like, his granddad can't walk. The villain of the film caused Junie's granddad not to be able to walk. Okay. He's in a wheelchair.
Right.
And in the game, the villain gives him power legs so he can walk.
Right. God.
And the villain of that film, Sylvester Stallone.
Oh.
I just wanted the granddad to, like, get Iron Man legs. Because I rewatched it recently.
that was your point here. You wanted him to get Iron Man.
I think they could have handled that a lot better. Oh, he also says... I'm just saying the granddad is a flawed character because he releases the villain Sliced alone. And then he like berates him. Obviously for granted, he made him lose his legs.
Yeah.
But then he said, like, I'm going to name some things that I now can't do because I lost my legs by your hand. And it's like, walk on the beach with my wife, which is fair enough. And he's like, I missed the birth of my daughter. Am I missing something here?
Is this your pitch to get Spy Kids in the MCU?
Yes.
To amend all the things that they did wrong.
Meghan Trainor's husband in the MCU.
But we don't want Meghan Trainor anywhere near the MCU.
I don't want Meghan Trainor near anything.
Yeah.
No. And he said, I missed my daughter's wedding because you took my legs. And I was like, did you not have wheelchair access?
Maybe hospitals are notorious for not having
that film is so flawed, but it's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about Captain America currently.
You know someone will definitely be sharing your opinion though. Listening to that thinking,
on the flawed film that is Spy Kids 3.
Yeah.
But I still love it. I still love that film.
Is it still your favourite trilogy?
Spy Kids trilogy? No, not even slightly. It's not even in my top 10.
Who else have you got?
Spider-Man.
Save us. Yeah.
Spider-Man, because Spider-Man was my first love. I had a Spider-Man costume when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Had the Spider-Man DVD. Mm-hmm. I would watch it every day in my Spider-Man costume.
Yeah.
To the chagrin of my mother.
Did you ever have the little Spider-Man bracelet things that you put on and then it squirted out?
Yes,
like
I did.
Webbing,
yeah.
But it wasn't.
I did. Yeah.
Disgusting stuff that got stuck in the carpet.
You had like a little wristband.
Yeah.
You had like a spray can. You could just like.
Yeah.
Obviously, no one can see
what
I'm doing right now.
I'm doing the Spider-Man,
I'm doing
the patented Spider-Man looking like he's rocking out, but not.
Does he do that? No.
I think so, subtly, but they've not made a big deal of it.
No. They also didn't make a big deal of Spidey sense, which I thought was a bit weird.
No, but they a lot of hints in there, aren't they? Do you know there's one person in there, Daniel, considering how much I know you love this man and how much you enjoyed the film, I'm surprised Venom does not feature in your top 3.
Venom.
That's enough.
I do love Venom. Well, I don't know. I love Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
I hated Venom in Spider-Man 3.
Oh god, yeah.
Because the guy who plays Eddie Brock is Topher Grace. I don't need to say any more. But yeah, I didn't put Venom in there because just simply Tom Hardy being my favourite actor doesn't drag that film up as far as the top 3.
No,
because Tom Hardy is the best thing about that film.
Oh yeah.
By a mile.
Yeah.
The film in general has pacing issues.
Oh yeah.
Which I forgot to say about Cap 1, the first Avenger. That has pacing issues, which is why I think not a lot of people see it as that great a film.
No.
Because it sort of massively skims over the actual war that Cap was famous for. And it barely mentions the Howling Commandos. Like, you're supposed to know who they are.
Yeah.
And not everyone, even not everyone who listens to this is going to know who the Howling Commandos are. It was Bucky and five or so other guys.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Venom has pacing issues, but Tom Hardy drags the film up purely because it's Tom Hardy and he gives a phenomenal performance.
Yeah. It's a very good film.
As he normally does.
Yeah.
Which we watched in the cinema.
It was an interesting experience, wasn't it? We had quite a laugh actually watching that film. It was genuinely a film that I didn't feel like I should be laughing at times. There were moments when I shouldn't have been. There were moments when I should. And I don't
think the film was meant to make you laugh, but it made you laugh. No. I didn't like the ending.
No.
Where he sort of eats that person.
Do you think Venom is going to show up in the MCU anytime in the next few years? I mean, it would make logical sense, wouldn't it?
Purely for my undying love for Tom Hardy. I want him to be in a major film franchise. Not that he hasn't been. Because obviously Mad Max, he was in Star Trek, one of the Star Treks. I've only seen that Star Trek because Tom Hardy's in it.
You've gone on Tom Hardy's IMDb and you said, right, what Tom Hardy film have I not seen him in? That one.
That's concerning because that is actually what
Yeah,
I've done.
I can imagine that's what you've done.
That is what I did because I love him so much.
Please get in contact, Tom. I'm throwing it out with 3. I mean, I don't really need to say much about why Iron Man's in there. Iron Man.
Hold on. Did I mention Cable?
Yeah, you mentioned
Cable's
Cable. Cable kicked it off. Is Cable your favourite?
No. Oh, I can't pick between Cap, Spider-Man, and Cable. No. I love Cable because I love Josh Brolin. Deadpool 2 is one of the best Marvel films. Mm-hmm. Cable, I love you. I love his just dismissiveness of Wade Wilson throughout the film. I like that he keeps swearing at the poor New Zealand boy. I can't remember what his name is.
Neither can I. But I really liked him in Hunt for the Wilder People. Yeah, which he's in. It's just fantastic.
That kid.
He's going places.
He's going places.
As long as he's typecast as a fat New Zealander. That's just how it's going to be for that kid.
Does he have to be Fire Fist? Is that his name, Fire Fist?
Yeah,
because I think Wade laughs at him.
Yeah,
rightly so.
Yeah.
Rightly so as well.
I mean, X-Men have some very strange named characters. Just look at Negasonic Teenage Warhead, which is just amazing. Props to whoever thought of that one.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah,
it's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful. But he had a very good summer, didn't he, Josh Brolin? Deadpool 2, and then of course, arguably my favourite Marvel character, Thanos. I thought that film. I've already spoken in length about Infinity War, but I just think, in terms of what it was the most spectacular showcase of a villain, of a character, that Marvel have done so far.
I think I felt more sympathy for Thanos than I should have.
Yeah, 100%.
I agreed with him to an extent.
Yeah, because do you know what? He has quite a sympathetic vision, because the whole point being sort of put across is the fact that there's too much life and all this other resources are going to run out, and you look in the world, people actually have that opinion. These opinions exist within our world, therefore his ideal is going to come across to other people. People will be like, oh yeah, you're not too wrong. And as much as I wouldn't personally execute half of the entire human race, I certainly wouldn't have sleepless nights if I did. However,
as long as you could pick who died.
Yeah, as long as I could pick, because
the way he does it is arguably fair, though.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't, as he says, it's not rich or poor. He doesn't say get rid of the ones that aren't good enough or anything like that. He's just like anyone can go. You're all up for eviction.
Have you seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I haven't seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
So this is the Brooklyn Nine-Nine meme where Jake says, "Cool motive, still murder." I think that applies to Thanos. It's a cool motive, but you still killed half the universe. Yeah, so good stuff.
That's fair enough.
He's just killed half the universe. Is he going to get arrested?
Who's coming to arrest him? Yeah.
You've just broken many laws.
Well, I mean, we could talk about who's coming to arrest Thanos in our Endgame preview.
Oh, nice!
Wow,
stick
around for that one. You don't want to miss that.
Boom.
My other character that I've got on the top 3 is Thor, just because he redeemed himself. I hate Thor, the first one. I hate Thor, the dark
like the first one?
elf. I don't like that. I mean, any film, sorry, Kenneth Branagh, but you dyed Thor's eyebrows blonde, and it wasn't necessary. Chris Hemsworth's.
I never realised that.
Yeah, no.
He looks weird in the first Thor.
He looks albino. That's what he looks. Completely albino. But Thor Ragnarok redeemed it all. It's one of my favourite MCU films. Taika Waititi is one of my favourite directors, and he is so hilariously funny in that film that it's just it's fantastic. And of course, Infinity War, if we're talking about it being a film about an Avenger, it's Thor and Thanos' film.
Thor, I can't argue that Thor is the MVP of Infinity War as far as the good guys go.
Oh yeah, when he shows up in Wakanda, it's like, whoa, hello there, Mr. Thor.
Stormbreaker.
Yeah, look at you with your big axe. You
Another great film
trees down.
that Mickey Rourke's in, Stormbreaker.
I've never seen it.
Don't bother.
I'm not up with Mickey Rourke. I've seen The Wrestler, and that was about it. It made me sad.
That made me sad, yeah.
Yeah. Dan, we're going to go from favourite Avenger to the most hated Avenger. This is a one-off. I mean, for you, it's not a one-off. I've chosen one, Hulk. I don't like the Hulk. I just don't.
In general.
I get it. He's a big green man who is very strong and cannot be killed. But, I mean, it's more so a disdain for Bruce Banner and the fact that I'm going to throw it out there and say Mark Ruffalo isn't a very good actor.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, but have you?
I don't know about that.
Some of his lines in Infinity War is just ugh.
They went okay. So we're talking about Thor's redemption, the way that he got better through the films. Hulk's got worse.
Yeah.
In the first of it, well, actually, let's discount Edward Norton.
Yeah.
And whoever was before Edward Norton, because there was that one in 2004 or something.
Yeah.
That's
just a bad film.
That's just not good. He's not even called Bruce Banner in that film, I'm pretty sure.
I've no idea. I've seen like maybe snippets of it, but
it's not good. Yeah, Hulk's got worse. Because if you look at Mark Ruffalo in Avengers Assemble, amazing. I love him. He's one of my favourites.
Yeah, no, do you know, he's good in that film. I'll give you that. But it's when Hulk is a commodity. I get it. But it's when it's like the whole of Infinity War. Oh, Hulk can't come out. Hulk can't do this. You know, it's like, I don't... If the whole point is Bruce Banner gets angry, is Bruce Banner just not angry? Like, does he just not care anymore?
I don't like this new avenue they've gone with it.
We know they're doing Professor Hulk. That's almost confirmed, where he can just switch whenever he wants. That's fine. That is what it is. Yeah, well, the whole theory, well, it is just a theory that what they're going to do is develop some sort of suit that can control when the Hulk comes out and when the Hulk doesn't.
Oh, is that the suit that's been in the promos?
Yeah, I think so. His strange sort of latex.
They've all got that on there.
Yeah, I mean, the whole of Endgame, we'll talk about it later, but I can't work out the plot. I can't work out what's going to happen. I can't work out how they're going to fill 3 hours.
You should have read the plot leak.
Yeah, I have read the plot. Yeah, but even that is convoluted. The only thing that gives away some elements of the plot, and I don't know if you've seen these, is they've released Lego sets.
Have they?
Yeah, and the Lego sets show some very interesting things. So if you want to get some theory on...
Save that for later.
Yeah.
Hulk.
But Dan, who do you hate in the MCU?
Every single member of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oof.
I don't like any of them.
Did you just confirm yourself to be an animal hater?
Because I hate Rocket. I find Rocket really annoying.
Do you?
I hate Groot in Infinity War.
Oh.
I don't like teenage Groot.
No, okay,
I'm
fair enough.
I'm
That's
not just being a grumpy old man. I just don't like Guardians of the Galaxy.
You just don't like trees. That's what this is all about.
It's not political. I just don't like...
What side do you fall on?
I just don't like any Guardian. I don't like Chris Pratt. I find him cringy, annoying.
I will agree. I don't
not
like
funny.
Chris Pratt.
Shit haircut. No, okay, so I watched the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. I thought it was okay, enjoyable film. Mm-hmm. That was a few years ago.
Yeah.
I have grown such a disdain for every Guardian.
Yeah, I get it. I sort of get it.
They
aren't good in Infinity War.
Annoying.
Yeah.
I don't like the Thor and Star-Lord interactions in Infinity War are so cringy.
Yeah.
I hate when he tries to is it posture? Is that the right word? Posture to Thor?
I think so, yeah. I think you're right.
He tries to, mimic him, cringy, hate it.
He's mocking me.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Star-Lord arguably allows Thanos to win because they almost have the gauntlet off in Infinity War. Then he's like, "Oh, you killed Gamora." Like, that relationship has only been a relationship for a couple of films.
Yeah.
I didn't care about it.
No.
I don't care about the Guardians. When they all got Dusted, there was no emotion in it for me.
No.
The only one that I remotely care about is Drax, because he's made me laugh a couple of times, and
Everyone loves
it's
Dave
Batista.
Batista.
As a wrestling fan,
It was nice to see Dave Batista last night.
WrestleMania
Was last
for
night.
WrestleMania was last night.
I didn't just have a drink with him. He popped down.
He botched, didn't he?
Did he? I didn't see the whole thing.
Oh,
What did he do?
He tripped up on the ring.
Oh,
on
Dave,
the
big Dave. It's been a while, isn't it?
Ring ropes. He tripped up on the ring ropes.
Dave Batista has no nipples. That's another little fact.
Theory.
Yeah, they're always pretty hidden.
I've definitely seen him.
You've definitely seen his nipples.
I've definitely seen Dave Batista's nipples.
Everyone will be happy to hear that they are still about. But no, I get your point. They're not the strongest films. The Guardians of the Galaxy.
They're not the strongest characters.
They're
I
not
hate
the strongest
them all.
characters.
Rocket, I'm sorry, he's not funny. He's not.
So I mean, yeah, okay.
Oh,
but I like Bradley Cooper.
Yeah,
He's not.
I like the Hangover films.
If Bradley Cooper has showed up like the guy out of A Star Is Born as a little raccoon, it would have been fantastic.
I still haven't seen that.
I can't wait for Lady Gaga to show up as a
female raccoon.
As a female.
Are they in love? Are they in love in A Star Is Born?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what happens.
I think
every film about a man and a woman suggests that they are in love. Unless, segue.
Have you seen
We're talking about...
Wait, have you seen The Notebook?
The Notebook?
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Notebook.
It's awful.
Oh, that might be the most controversial thing you've said
Whoa!
so far.
I don't like The Notebook.
Let's talk about a film that isn't The Notebook, though, and move on to the next part of this fantastic podcast, the inaugural podcast.
Inaugural.
Let's talk about Captain Marvel. We've both seen it, and we both, I think, enjoyed it.
I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Captain Marvel. I was so apprehensive going into it because the trailers made it look not that good.
It looked terrible, didn't
The
it?
trailers were not good. The promos in general were not good.
Yeah, the whole advertising for it was really poor. Really sort of... It's like they were all just sort of being like, all roads lead to Endgame. You know, we're not talking about anything else. You know?
There wasn't enough hype around Captain Marvel.
No.
I was going to say around Marvel, but there is. Around Captain Marvel, purely because, Endgame was getting its early promo releases. There was the picture of, like, the set or whatever it was, and it had Endgame hidden in there and things like that. But the point of trailers and promos is to get across the plot, get across the characters, sell the film.
Yeah.
They're like the three main reasons you have a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I did not get the plot or many of the characters that were actually main characters. For example, Ben Mendelsohn.
Mm-hmm.
No idea he was in the film. Lashana Lynch. I don't know if she turned up in any of the trailers. I don't remember seeing
maybe. I think. Do you know what? What they did as well is they had a lot. It looked like it was going to be a convoluted thing with a bunch of flashbacks that nobody can ever work out, and it turned out to be very simple, a very linear film that had some strange, jumps, but not anything jarring like it would suggest in the trailer. If I saw that trailer, didn't care about Captain Marvel, didn't care about the MCU, I wouldn't have gone to see Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I didn't want to go and see it.
No, until I sent you a Snapchat like, Dan, you have to see this film.
It was pure, like, if I hadn't have gone to see Laura when I did, I don't know if I'd have watched Captain Marvel. No. I don't know if I'd have seen it, like, to this day. Because you and some of my other friends said Captain Marvel is amazing, you should go and watch it. I was still so ambivalent towards it because of the trailers and the promos, but it turned out to be so good. Really, really
surprising. Just surprisingly good film. And I shouldn't be surprised because Brie Larson's very good, and a bunch of the other, you've got Samuel Jackson, of course, which is...
He wasn't in a lot of the trailers either, I don't think. I don't remember him. Also, Agent Coulson turns up a couple of times.
Very strange cameo from him.
Is his name Phil? Is it Agent?
Phil Coulson.
Agent Coulson.
I don't think his name is Agent Coulson. I don't think if you found his... I think it is Agent Coulson, but if you found his birth certificate, I don't think his first name's Agent.
Just ask Iron Man. He thinks it's still Agent. That's an obscure Iron Man reference for you.
I got that reference.
No, so there was strong performances.
Yeah, very strong
from
performances.
Guys we've actually just mentioned: Brie Larson, Lashawna Lynch, Sam L. Jackson, and Ben Mendelsohn. I think Jude Law as well. You don't?
Yeah, I mean, in the notes here I put not so much Jude Law, fight me down, you slut, which I think is a very fair point. I don't think Jude Law was very good in this film. He didn't look like he cared. Jude Law was just sort of like, I'm in the MCU, I am being paid a lot of money for this, and I will come back for Captain Marvel 2, and then walk out.
Is there going to be a number 2?
I would imagine so. It's grossed over $1 billion now. It's another MCU film that's grossed over $1 billion.
How many is that now?
God, an obscene amount. You know what? In about what I can't even begin to predict what sort of money Endgame will make. That could come close with every single thing in consideration. That and Infinity War could pay for the Fox merger for Disney. It's crazy how much money those films produce.
Endgame, I am predicting, is going to be the highest grossing film ever.
Really?
Yeah.
What is the highest? Is it Avatar still?
I think so.
Which is embarrassing.
Something
needs to beat Avatar.
I fell asleep. I hate that film. I hate that film. It's so bad. But we're not talking about Avatar. We're still talking about Captain Marvel. Yeah, I understand Jude Law looked like he didn't care, but I feel like Jude Law looks like he doesn't care in a lot of films.
No, that's fair enough. He is sort of that sort of actor. I really like him. Don't get me wrong.
I love Jude Law.
He's a really good actor.
In Fantastic Beasts 2, he doesn't look like he cares. I just think that's Jude Law.
Yeah, that might be his style.
I haven't seen the Sherlock films. Is it Jude Law in that, or is it Joe Courtney?
Yeah, he's good in that.
Okay.
Jude Law, yeah, as Watson. He is good. And of course, that's probably another reason. He was probably like, hey, Robert Downey Jr., when are we shooting this third Sherlock Holmes film? And then RDJ was like, well, if you come and do Captain Marvel, then we'll speed up the process. So he probably just popped along and said, all right, okay, give me 5 minutes with Brie Larson. And I'll do it. The best performer for me, though, in Captain Marvel was somebody who I'd never heard of before. I had to Google her to even know who her name was. Lashana Lynch. Maria Rambeau, I believe. I think that's her name in the film.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Captain Marvel's, Carol Danvers' friend. Time in the US Air Force. What a character.
I agree. Yeah. I feel like she was the best. Yeah. Sam L was pretty good.
Yeah.
But Lashana Lynch gave such an emotional performance. I genuinely teared up when they were having that conversation where Carol comes back. If you haven't seen it, spoilers. When Carol comes back, it might be a little bit late for that, but yeah. Carol comes back.
I don't even know what we've spoken about at this point, so yeah, if you're bitterly disappointed, then let us know.
What, because we've spoiled MCU films from years ago now. No, when Carol comes back and she doesn't know she doesn't know she's Carol Danvers yet.
Yeah.
She's still trying to figure that out. But when she comes back and Lashana Lynch or Maria Rambeau is describing to her who she was and who she was to her family, I teared up. Because their relationship seemed so pure. Yeah. And it was such a nice. They were just best friends.
Yeah.
They were just best friends who genuinely cared about each other. Carol was like her family at that point. And there was a couple of lines there where I teared up when she said, I knew you were out there somewhere, too stubborn to die. Yeah. It's
a film full of emotional moments.
Yeah.
You've got that, you've got, the whole twist with the Skrulls actually being saved and they're all on the ship and all of the other Skrulls turn up. It's a film full of emotion, and that's one thing that I think surprised me the most. I thought it was going to be another sort of very sort of emotionless origin story about, here's Captain Marvel, she's going to lead the next phase of the MCU, and maybe that's where they should go, something that carries emotional weight, something that's relevant, because they're touching on real life issues, aren't they, when they talk about all of these things, and it's very clever that they're putting those sort of moral messages into a film that is so widely viewed
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not faultless, obviously. It's not the best film I've ever seen in my life, but it's one of my favourite MCU films, definitely, on reflection. And I can't really see any reason why it won't stay that way on a rewatch. I'm looking forward to seeing it again when it comes out on Sky Premiere. I don't think I'll be going to the cinema again because student loan doesn't quite cover that.
No, it doesn't cover many trips to the cinema.
No,
unfortunately.
Especially not when it costs you about £12.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. But we'll talk about
I don't know. I watched Captain Marvel for £5.
I watched Captain Marvel for £5 at Empire. Empire's very cheap.
Is it?
Shout out to Empire. Yeah. Give us some tickets. Get a sponsor
already.
Yeah. Does it help if we don't like Odeon and Cineworld, or are we really shooting ourselves in the foot putting out to one?
I like Odeon.
Do you?
Odeon is where I go to the most.
Yeah, but the Odeon here is an Odeon here in Bath, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one we
watched Venom in, and they still had the lights on.
Venom.
That's the trigger word. Never say it, or you will just explode.
I really like that song, Eminem's song.
Oh God.
Venom. Where he just says that over and over again. Fantastic.
Eminem's finest hour.
Arguably. It depends how much you like Eminem. I really like Eminem, but yeah.
This is another seamless transition. I am full of them. Is Eminem... We're going to talk about Endgame. Is Eminem going to appear in Endgame, Dan? No. Good. Is Avengers Endgame going to be the best Marvel film yet?
Yes.
I already think it is, and I've not seen it.
It's way too early for us to give that prediction.
I've watched that last trailer, that most recent trailer. I just thought, right, okay, that's my favourite MCU film. The trailer in itself is my favourite.
So I don't know if we're just overly emotional about the MCU or not.
Probably. Someone's going to be watching. A psychiatrist definitely be listening, thinking, yeah, these two need some help.
I almost cried at that 1 minute TV spot.
Yeah.
Because of my probably unhealthy love for Captain America, Chris Evans, Steve Rogers, whatever you want to call him, I almost cried because I know he's not going to make it out of Endgame. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's just not.
He's gone, isn't he?
His contract's up. I think he doesn't want to do any more. Chris Evans. Not Captain America. We're not breaking kayfabe.
Captain America's like, look, guys. Goes to Kevin Feige. Not Chris Evans. Actual Captain America's like, look, I'm ready to put this shield down.
Yeah.
But do you know what? Back to something that we mentioned completely earlier, talking about WrestleMania last night. Kurt Angle dying on his shield, going out on his shield. Captain America has his shield back in this film. It would be poetic if Captain America dies, not with these silly Wakanda gauntlets, with his shield, and that's it. Although I still think I like the theory that says that he's not putting on his shield, he's putting on the gauntlet. That would be sensational if he does wear it.
I subscribe currently to the theory that the gauntlet's not even going to exist.
Really?
No, because if they go back in time, the plot is confirmed that they go back in time to get the stones before Thanos even starts collecting them.
Yeah.
I think they're going to use Cap's shield as the new gauntlet.
Really?
Because if you think about it, they only got the gauntlet from large Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's...
he's a dwarf, isn't he? But he's not a dwarf. He's a big dwarf. That's the whole joke of it, isn't it?
What's his name in real life? Because it's not Tyrion
Peter
Lannister.
Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
Sorry, I didn't even clock that.
Peter Dinklage plays a massive dwarf.
You know what? It's just this idea of calling Peter Dinklage a massive dwarf.
Is that offensive?
I don't know.
Hopefully not.
No, because he is. That's just what his character is.
His character is a massive dwarf.
He's a dwarf giant, isn't he? That's what it's called.
Is it?
I swear it's something like that. If not,
Either way,
we're shut down before we began.
The Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Or the Gauntlet, whatever it's called. That doesn't get made until Infinity War. So they're not going to have the Gauntlet.
No.
they're gonna have Cap's shield.
Yeah, no, very true.
It's gonna be another case of what's it? Vibranium.
Vibranium.
Vibranium is this all-powerful metal that can withstand anything. Sure, let's just make that the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Because what else can they do to make vibranium more OP than it already is? Yeah, I think they're going to make that Cap shield, and Cap is going to end up having a big old fight with Thanos. Thanos is going to rip his head off or something.
What would you say, Daniel, if linking back to the Lego set thing I was talking about earlier?
I can see what's in the screen right now, and I already don't like it.
If I told you that at the very end they show Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America walking towards a downed Thanos, but I showed you a thing of a Lego set that you are looking at right now that shows Captain America or Thor not being there, shows clearly Thanos at the Avengers base. He looks like he's wielding the gauntlet still. Captain Marvel's there.
That definitely is the gauntlet.
Yeah, but actually that's not the only one, because if I show you another, again, I'm looking on all good toy shops for this.
But he also, in that particular Lego set,
this might excite you. Captain America on a bike.
Oh,
a big old bike.
Very good.
Fighting
you know
some
how much
Outriders.
Sons of Anarchy.
But it's the leaks are very odd in the sense that they are.
What are they?
What?
Are they something...
Those are the Outriders, the ones from the end of Infinity War. At Wakanda, the ones that they're all fighting the strange things with multiple.
Oh,
arms.
they have a name?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Well, there we are then.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they're. When you look at them, I mean, I know it doesn't give an awful lot away, but it gives away some set pieces. It gives away who's branching off, because there's another set that shows Thor, Black Widow, and Hawkeye together, or Ronin, whatever he's being called.
I don't trust these Lego sets.
Yeah, but it's Lego. They're not going to sell wrong things to children, are they?
Yes.
And also, have a look at this. I mean, this is what is called Avengers Endgame War Machine Buster. Look at the size of that ham hock. That is... I mean, I don't know what's going on in
What
this
is a
film,
war machine? But does Rhodey turn on them and they have to bust him up? What?
Maybe.
I don't understand that. Which is why I don't trust Lego sets. Don't know why in the first one Thor had a massive hammer as well as the gauntlet.
Because
did he steal Stormbreaker? Did he what?
Thor's hammer is out of control.
Oh my god! If they go back to the Battle of New York, does that mean Thor gets Mjolnir back?
Maybe.
And not his weird Groot axe.
I also think he's going to have a moment with Loki. I think he's going to have one last moment with him.
What do you mean by a moment?
I think they're going to have a moment where Loki will obviously still be bad at this point because he's naughty Loki man. He's naughty trickster god. He's going to go up to him.
The best
Thor
Loki.
knows that as soon as they exit this timeline, his brother is dead. He will have a moment with him in which he says thank you or something like that. And
he's
Loki
not
won't understand.
Yeah, he's not going to understand.
Exactly. But that's the emotional weight of it. Something like that to tie up those two characters' stories. Because obviously Thor couldn't say anything to him, could he?
Because do you think he's going to like hug him and say thank you?
Maybe, and it'd be a really awkward moment.
Yeah, Loki's going to sort of, because Tom Hiddleston's a great actor. Yeah, that scene will work.
Yeah, something like that. But talking about predictions, we're both going to make two.
Sure.
Give me one of your predictions.
I think Cap. Well, I've already said Cap is going to die.
Yeah.
He's going to take Thanos with him. Mm-hmm. I think Cap is going to sacrifice himself to land the killing blow on Thanos. Oh. However that occurs, I don't know. I just think that Cap is going to kill Thanos because the promo. I can't remember. Is it Cap who says it doesn't matter what we've lost? Something like that. Yeah.
It matters what we have left or something like that.
It's going to be Cap.
Yeah.
The big death, because there has to be some.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Cap is going to be one of them.
It makes, I mean, in terms of the future, it makes the most sense because Captain America, as good a character he is, can hand over that mantle to somebody else. Iron Man can exist in the background and not be within actual films, just pumping out people's suits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Thor, obviously the other one of the big three, he can be, tying with Captain Marvel quite nicely to a cosmic
Yeah, I think something's going to happen there between Thor and Captain Marvel. Whether it's romantic or not, I think just they're going to have some sort of alliance.
Yeah.
/ crossover film. It just makes sense.
Because there's things that they haven't explored still with Thor, like Asgard needs a new home. They said Asgardians are out there. Valkyries coming back.
Asgard is wherever the people are.
Yeah, whatever Odin said, flapping his lips.
A load of guff is what he said.
But my first prediction is going to counteract yours and say that Hawkeye, man who wasn't even in Infinity War, I really like this theory, and I don't know why. Hawkeye, now Ronan, is going to get the last shot on Thanos, and it's going to go right through the temple. Because everyone's going to be beating him up, everyone's going to be having a little punch with Thanos, and he's going to be laughing, saying, "Well, you've not got my head though, have you?" And then Hawkeye is going to absolutely ping one in his temple, and that's that. Abrupt ending to the film. Everyone has a clap and says, "Oh, that's pretty easy. Could have used you in Infinity War. Where were you?"
I've said this to you before. I think that theory
You've had to discount it.
Yeah. I'm going to dismiss it by saying that's just too brutal.
Yeah.
For a family comic film. Hawkeye could very well get the last shot on Thanos.
Yeah, but you say that. They supposedly killed every Avenger. Right, okay. When I went to see Avengers Infinity War, back in my good old hometown of Ipswich, a little boy walked into the cinema screen wearing a Spider-Man costume. Okay, that little boy saw his hero turn to dust. Now he doesn't know. He doesn't watch theories on YouTube, and he doesn't know that they're all coming back. He thinks his hero's dead.
I didn't watch the film in Ipswich.
But it's just like that. It's brutal. Oh, by the way, as well, know. When I went to the midnight release of Infinity War, when Black Panther died, this lady screamed out, "Oh, Jesus!" And it was one of my favourite things that's ever happened in a cinema screen.
Okay, one of my... Going, just quickly, Black Panther and... what's his general called? Okoye?
Okoye, yep. When
she gets dusted, it's so funny. And it doesn't mean to be funny. Because he's like, come on, this is no place to die. And then she gets dusted.
Oh, dude.
It's just so sad, it's funny. This is no place to die. And then... Bye. And he looks so he gets dusted as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okoye doesn't actually get dusted.
Was it him?
It's him.
Okay.
He's like, this is no place to die, and then goes himself.
Yeah, that's it.
And then her reaction's priceless. She's like, what? The fuck have you done? Where have you gone?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah, he gets dusted.
Yeah. But honestly, I mean, that's just...
No, but I think Hawkeye, arrowed the head of Thanos. I think that's too brutal.
He's going to be a big character, I think,
Ronan,
in this film.
Ronan now.
I don't know if he'll... I mean, I hope he survives and then gets the moment with his family who are clearly
his family's dead.
But then they're going to come back, aren't they?
Velma.
And that's what... Velma and Shaggy and...
Clapped kids.
What are the rest of the Scooby-Doo gang called?
Fred,
they need to be in the MCU.
Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, Scooby.
Nice one.
I love Scooby.
Don't forget Scrappy-Doo. Scrappy-Doo's the ultimate.
Scrappy's not in Mystery Incorporated.
He's in the live-action one, though.
As the villain. Have you never seen it?
It's like a big Iron Man, isn't it? He's got a big crystal in his chest.
Stop.
That's a theory. I'm getting into conspiracy theories. What else have you got for not Infinity War, for Endgame preview?
This is going to be quick because we're running out of time. Mm-hmm. But Captain Marvel isn't going to be that important.
Okay. Controversial. Sirens.
Yeah. I admittedly don't remember why I first put this. But
it's a strong argument then, is what you're telling us.
I just don't know because Captain Marvel is going to open the cosmic gate, whatever it is, to allow them to go back in time.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. But once they're back, I don't see her going back in time with them. And I think most of the film is going to be set, 2012, 2014, whenever Ultron was. Most of the film's going to be set back then. So I don't understand how Captain Marvel's going to... Unless they're going to, flip-flop between the timelines, which is possible, admittedly. I just don't see her getting that much screen time.
They've screened... they screened a 10-minute long clip to the press the other day, which I was reading about, that shows Captain Marvel, when she first turns up at the Avengers base, she immediately says, right, let's go kill Thanos then. She gets them all. You know when they see them in the Guardian ship in that trailer?
Sure.
She's going and saying, right, we're going to go kill
Thanos.
Okay. Because she thinks she's all... She's never met anyone that's humbled her before, I suppose, because she's
still quite powerful. She's still quite green.
Yeah. So I'm
I'm
assuming Thanos is going to punch the shit out of her and be like, lol, and then just go back to his hut. And that'll be that.
His big armour.
Yeah.
Whatever that scale
do you know what? As a really sort of out there, controversial opinion, I think one Avenger will die in the first sort of half an hour to 45 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
To really kick into gear.
I
mean, Loki, we spoke about the other day. Avengers, the first film, is all about Loki attacking. In Infinity War, the entire first Avengers film gets completely choked out, and throughout the course of Infinity War, Vision, who's obviously the big killer of Ultron in the second massive Avengers film, gets his head ripped open. Thanos is the biggest thing that they've ever faced, and he has to live up to that by knocking a few of them out. It can't just be, oh yeah, we're still here. Mainly as well because they'll have too many characters.
He did just dust half of them though.
Yeah.
I don't want the Guardians to come back.
They've got a third film though.
I'm not going to watch it. That's the lie, I'm going to watch it and I'm going to hate every second of it.
So that's another seamless transition, almost completely out of the blue from you there. You're learning the seamless transitions quite fantastically.
Yeah.
It's really getting there. The future of the MCU, I'm going to ask you two questions. Who's going to be the next big threat? I think we're both agreed on that. And who is going to be the first sort of Fox merger character to be introduced?
Okay, so for me, this is an easy question because they have both the same answer. Who's going to be the next big character? Mm-hmm. Who's going to be the first Fox character?
Yeah.
Galactus. Mm-hmm. Galactus has to be.
Yeah.
Because I'm not massive on the comics, but I know some things.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody bigger, because I don't know any bigger villain than Thanos in the comics other than
Galactus.
Galactus.
Yeah.
And now they didn't own Galactus until the Fox merger, which has just gone through about a week or so ago. I think the post-credit scene of Endgame is going to be the introduction of Galactus.
Yeah.
I don't think the new Avengers are going to get a film, whatever the new Avengers look like. I don't think they're going to get a film to rest on their laurels.
No.
I think they're going to be pushed straight back into a big film.
It's got to keep on the same level now.
Only for the next couple of films.
Yeah.
Because otherwise people will get tired of it and they won't be able to keep up the same pace and the films will get bad. Yeah. I just think to break in the new Avengers, they're going to bring in Galactus.
Yeah.
Whether or not he dies or they just defeat him for now.
I don't think he... I mean, obviously he can be defeated. Anyone can be defeated. I think a real fitting end of Endgame would be Thanos completely being unable to be defeated. And maybe he walks away from the battle accepting that... Maybe the Avengers accept that they can't defeat him, and maybe he accepts that he can't be defeated, but his ideal is wrong, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then what happens is everyone's expecting Thanos to get off scot-free, and then Galactus comes and kills him.
Galactus kills Thanos.
Yeah. And he's just like, right, okay, I'm here now. Don't be, I'm arresting you. You are dead, mate.
You are.
Here I am.
You there.
It's my time to shine.
You with a big chin.
The only other iconic character they have to use is probably something like Doctor Doom, but that's not going to happen until the Fantastic Four come in. No. So, I think I'm definitely agreed on you with the fact that I think Galactus will be that end credit scene, and he will be the feeder into Phase 5 or 6 million, whatever we're on now.
Let's just get Doc Ock back.
Oh, I'd love that to happen.
Doc Ock.
They're doing Sinister 6 though, aren't they, for Spider-Man? So, yeah.
Is my response to that.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very
Sinister
nice.
6. They got that bloody boy in Homecoming, haven't they? All the scars. Scorpion, that's it.
Yep, they've got Scorpion, Mysterio, Vulture. It's all adding up.
It's Mysterio in the Sinister 6.
I don't know, but they'll probably do a makeshift Sinister Six.
The first Avengers didn't have who they had in the first Avengers.
Imagine if the first Avengers had been who the first Avengers were. It would have been like Wasp, and it would have been really underwhelming.
Don't bring up Wasp.
I know how much you love Ant-Man and Paul Rudd.
I feel the same for Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Paul Rudd as I do for the Guardians.
Ant-Man is incredibly important though, isn't he?
I
to Endgame.
don't care. I don't care. I hate Ant-Man. I hate Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is good in Perks of Being a Wallflower.
You really ousted yourself to hate sort of American comedians that go and try and do serious acting like Paul Rudd and Chris Pratt.
Yes.
You've really ousted yourself there.
Yes.
Just don't tell
because
people.
I hate.
Just don't tell
I
people.
don't like American comedians.
Adam Sandler or anyone like that. Please.
I really like Adam Sandler.
Okay. And on that note,
I think it's probably
time for us Dad's gonna have a nap after saying that.
Time for us to stop because I just admitted to however many people listen to this, I still like Adam Sandler.
Yeah. And I think that should get you persecuted more than anything else that you've ever said.
I agree that he must be stopped.
Yeah.
To finish, we're going to have a quick conversation about Adam Sandler.
Unscheduled comment.
Unscheduled Adam Sandler, 5 minutes.
I would be more terrified if Adam Sandler showed up as the end credit villain for the next phase.
Adam Sandler is Galactus.
Oh dear, it's giving me nightmares.
But his voice is the voice he has in Billy Madison. Have you seen Billy Madison?
No.
Have you seen The Waterboy?
No.
Why haven't you seen The Waterboy?
Anything. I mean, I'm like what you do with Tom Hardy's IMDb, but in the opposite way. So I will go on Adam Sandler's IMDb and blacklist every film he's ever been in.
How do you know you don't like him if you never tried him?
Oh God.
Let me.
It's like Marmite. Some things you can smell and just know that you don't want to eat it.
Have you watched Jack and Jill?
Yes. That's one film I have seen half of.
Half of it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair,
Jack and Jill's banging.
If you won't watch the whole of Logan, I won't watch the whole of Jack and Jill, and that's my compromise with you.
That is a fair point, and that is a point I think we should end on.
We should end on, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, very soon we will probably give our end game review and sit here in tears about how gutting it all was.
How Steve is no longer with us.
Yeah, how Iron Man is suddenly turned into a Skrull. It's all going to be fantastic. But for now, thank you very much for listening to the very first podcast, and we will see you at some point in the near future. Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.